A big relief and diplomatic win for India. The death sentences of 8 Indian Navy veterans has been commuted. The veterans had faced charges of espionage and were earlier sentenced to death by a court in Qatar. As of now, the death sentence stands cancelled, but the detailed verdict is awaited to know what the death sentence has been commuted to. This most likely may be heavy jail. However, that is something that is yet to be known. The Ministry of External Affairs issued a statement revealing that the Indian ambassador to Qatar and other officials, along with the veterans' family members, were present in the Court of Appeal. The ministry has reiterated that they will continue to raise the matter with the officials and authorities in Qatar. I'm being joined right now by Anil Trigunyat, who's a former ambassador. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. This might have taken all the might it would take at the diplomatic level to get to this, to get this commuting done.
Right. In fact, this has been one of the key irritants in otherwise a smooth bilateral relationship that we have with Qatar. Both the countries appreciate and try to reinforce the relationship even to a much greater and deeper extent. Prime Minister Modi has an excellent relationship with the Emir of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim, whom we met at the COP28. Our embassy, the government, the minister, everybody has been engaged in securing their release legally, lawfully, and I hope that eventually they're all going to be exonerated. It is indeed a relief that the capital punishment has been reduced. The details are still emerging, exactly how many years or what kind of a sentence it will be. But eventually, I do hope that they will be able to come safely home. We have signed an agreement for transfer of sentenced persons. It'll have to be explored whether they could be brought back under that, or if there can be an immediate pardon in the end.
Right. In fact, that is one of the things that I really need to ask you. How practically possible is it to get these veterans back to India when we talk about the treaties that we do have between the two countries, considering at least the charges that have been leveled against them in Qatar are extremely serious? We don't know how true they are, but what are the possibilities?
Well, I'm quite hopeful that eventually the diplomacy, the good relations, the kind of bonhomie that we have with the Qataris should eventually put this thing behind all of us. Although the case is said to be serious, but we have big faith in their legal system as well, which is being followed through. And hopefully they will be able to come. And once they are exonerated, they will be able to come back, or they are pardoned. That is also possible. In Gulf countries, we have often seen this happens at some times at the behest of the Emir or others. Because at the end of the day, both the countries want the relationship to move forward. And they are important partners of each other, strategic partners in many ways. Is one of our defense cooperative partner as well. We depend a great deal on the gas supplies from Qatar. So we have had no real problem with the country, and they've been smooth sailing all through. And I hope the relationship will move forward once these small irritants go away.
Right. I like the way you're calling this small irritants, because the truth remains that the two countries have really enjoyed a very close relationship, a very crucial relationship, including trade, really, that goes on between the two. But, sir, my question, one of the questions that everybody is asking, what possibly could the backdoor talks have looked like? You know, you would have had a perception of it, you would have a sense of it. Could you just explain to us the full might that India would have put before for this case to reach this level?
Well, now that I'm out of the government, I'm not so much privy to it, but definitely our ambassador, our minister, our prime minister, all of them have been engaged. And as you know, the media is showing all the meeting between Prime Minister Modi and Sheikh Tamim, the Emir of Qatar, in Dubai for the COP28. And apparently there could have been discussions there. So we have been continuously following it, providing all the legal assistance to them. At the same time, the Qataris are very smart. They believe in international diplomacy. They have become a go-to country for major issues. We are seeing their role in the Israel-Hamas war. We have seen in Taliban. So they are trying to get a much greater status as some kind of an international actor. And therefore, it is also good for them that with a country like India, with which they have such close partnership and friendship, that these things are put behind eventually. But then one has to go through the legal process, which is normal thing. We respect our law, they respect their law, we respect their law. So this is something that has taken longer. But I hope that we'll be able to prove to them, and if our people are innocent, they should be exonerated. And that's the hope. I mean, in fact, it all
Right.
depends on your relationship. In the Arab world, a lot depends on interpersonal relations. And frankly, most of the Arab world holds India in high regard at the grassroots level as well as otherwise. And so, therefore, there is a tremendous goodwill. And these kind of incidents obviously put a bit of a stopper in that, but that is something I believe will be put behind eventually.
Right. One last question possibly on India for this matter, sir. The Ministry of External Affairs, right from the start, has put all their weight on this case. They have totally backed the officials. And this possibly would have been expected at all levels.
Well, this
No
is the
surprises in
case,
this, isn't
not
it?
only in this particular case, I would say that this is in every single case. The government of India, and having been part of it for long, I have seen that the welfare of the Indian citizens everywhere, India provides and takes it to a next level, frankly. I have not seen many other countries or governments doing that much the way we do it. And in this particular case, especially, it became a high profile case. It involved senior naval officers. There were no clear evidence of this kind of a thing for us. So obviously, their government will put all its efforts, and this is what precisely they have done. And we have said that we honor their law. Whatever is the legal process, we have to go through it. There are appeals provided for. We'll go in for appeals. We are providing all the legal assistance by the Indian government to all the 8 naval personnel.
That's
And
right.
of course, our ambassador and embassy had consular access. So there have been a continued engagement with them and also with the government, various officials at various levels in Qatar, both at the direct and indirect in both manners. It has been done, and I believe that it has been also raised at the highest level.
Right. Thank you very much, Ambassador, for joining us.
Thank you.